I was at the store. It's Christmas time. Everyone's out and about. I wasn't even shopping for Christmas gifts. I was just going to the grocery store, which I try to avoid. I'm a brown recluse by most people's standards, I would say. And it made me wonder how the world is not completely gone to shit so far, because most people seem mentally defective. And
yeah,
I don't know if that doesn't put you in the Christmas spirit. I don't know what will. But I just thought it was worth mentioning that we ride the coattails of the 10% of people who are actually smart and effective in when it just comes to things. I don't know how people put their own shoes on, honestly.
Well, that part, they do the simple stuff, thank God, because you're right, the 10%, or maybe whatever the top percentage of people who basically keep the world running, people, look down on them and so forth, but you have to have those people. I had a conversation, all right, we talk about the super rich and so forth. This guy was talking about Elon Musk, and I could tell he was not a fan, and probably because of his current politics. And he said, he's really, really just a really good coder, and I wasn't going to argue with the guy. I'm thinking, no, he's not. I mean, you can't run a company just by being a really good coder. I know really good coders. They couldn't, writing coders, all right? They couldn't run a gas station, all right? Let alone the preeminent electric car company and a company that sends rockets into space. He's way more than that.
Or Starlink too.
Starlink, SpaceX. Apparently there's one called Just X, which...
Twitter. That's Twitter now.
No. I know there's Twitter X or X Twitter. But one, I guess, a long time ago is where he really started to make his money is had to do with, he wrote some kind of code that had to do with financial transactions.
PayPal.
No, not that. Was he?
I thought he sold it. I thought he sold it to PayPal.
Probably, yeah. But anyway, I want to look it up. I'm not really sure. And the guy also said to me, and his brother, we don't even know, where his money comes from. I'm thinking, so what? He's a private citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's like doing something highly illegal or whatever, you're never going to know what he does.
Unless he's on the board of an oil company in Ukraine.
Yeah. But I mean, no. Look, you can hate him for being, semi in the government now, or his politics, or whatever, or because he's rich, or whatever. But people like that, they create things. He's a creator. I think the majority of things we send into space is because of SpaceX. NASA can't do it. And none of the other, countries can do it. He can. Hate him all you want, but at some point in time, you got to get satellites up there to improve things if you want the world to progress, technologically. The people like that are the ones doing it. No, does he deserve the money he gets? Yes. He puts so much at risk. I mean, Tesla was a wing and a prayer. His entire fortune, he bet on it, which he had. Hey, look, if I had got a fortune from some coding thing I did 30 years ago, I would have invested a nickel in anything even slightly that had any risk at all. He put it all on the line. Hate them all you want. Those are the people that drive innovation.
And we're talking Christmas movies today.
I mean, obviously you could tell. No, but I don't know. Yeah, we got off on that. But we are talking about Christmas movies. And that was probably the perfect intro.
And you grew up in a time pre-Christmas. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, it was the winter solstice we celebrated.
The pagan holidays, they were pretty cool, but I think what the Christians got going is also pretty sick.
We didn't give gifts. So, that part was awesome. Yeah, all the rituals and so forth outside, naked, sucked. But so Christmas is
especially
way
in the
better.
winter, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
You think things shrink in the wash? I mean,
just go outside and sub freezing naked.
So I always thought Christmas movies were kind of they they just kind of
I know what you're saying.
they're trying to lean on the fact that it's about Christmas. Like, there's not a lot of quality there, but it's a Christmas movie, so people will watch it. But in making my list, and I have 5...
Cheesy, I think maybe the word.
Cheesy for sure, but sometimes just utterly lack...
Yeah.
You
like
know,
every Hallmark Christmas movie ever made.
Yeah, and you probably already clicked off if you listen to our intro and you like Hallmark movies. If you do like those, we're gonna pull you towards the movies that are actually good. You're gonna feel like you just saw Da Vinci's work for the first time if you watch these recommendations and like Hallmark movies. And I get it.
I don't dislike them. I actually like them because they're really feel-good movies. They're very feel-good movies, and that's fine. No, okay, all right. It's not...
Coming from you, I cannot believe that.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Because you find criticism in...
Not in Santa. Okay. Santa's off limits, okay?
I mean, some movies that I'm like... I'm not going to say they're the greatest, but movies that I like or find very good... You find criticism, but Hallmark movies, that's where you're going to take your final stand, huh?
That's where I plant my flag. But no, but I mean, I don't watch them. I've watched a couple. I've watched a couple. And great, I saw like one thing. This was somebody.
I thought you were just going to leave it at. No. I haven't watched them, but they're pretty good.
I've heard. No, that there was some parody site that was talking about that scientists had come up with a second actual plot for Hallmark movies. You know?
That would be something. Because they are all, like, there's 50 Hallmark Christmas movies, and they all follow 3 subplots.
Yeah. Well, I saw one, and it said, if Hallmark movies were real, so this girl's at her house, and a knock on the door, and it's a guy from high school, and they're like, hey, what are you up to? It's like, well, I was on Wall Street and I had to come back and help save my dad's, biscuit business or whatever. And so they're like, you could tell there's a little chemistry there. And he's there, well, I got some good news and bad news. The good news is it's really good to see you. The bad news is I'm a sex offender and I need you to sign this to let you know I live here. So, I mean... That's probably
funny.
Real life.
That's the movie I would watch.
I'd watch that.
I will, and I say this about romance movies. It's too damn formulaic for me. So I feel like the intro level to hell for me personally would be a Hallmark movie marathon. Because I cannot stand to watch movies like that. Like some of my lowest rated movies are ones that I watch with my girlfriend that are romance that I'm just like, this is so... It's bullshit. It's not real.
It isn't real. It's overly romanticized.
Sometimes I ask, is it real? And then I say, is real.
To see what they was doing. I'm headed out to
Israel, yeah. A lot of people do that. It's really common.
Is there anything going on there recently?
In Israel? Mm-hmm. Well, they are... Now, Syria fell, or Assad was, ousted from Syria. And Syria is basically leaderless. So Israel has taken that opportunity to destroy all the munitions and their navy and everything they have because people who are against Israel were using, and they're hoping other people didn't get these arms and use them against Israel. So that's the one thing I know. They're talking about a ceasefire with Hamas, and it may be relatively close. I don't know. Other than that,
depending on when you listen to this could all...
Yeah, World War III could have started, and then we'd feel stupid. So I don't like to go out on a limb or nothing.
So, how big is your list? Because I have I think I have 2 honorable mentions. And
Are we
5.
supposed to write things down?
Well, if you're smart, you can remember it. I'm going to look at my list probably at some point. I'll forget.
Mine will come from... I mean, I've seen
You'll be inspired.
50 Christmas movies.
Well,
at least.
I'm going to start with one that there's been a great debate as to whether it's a Christmas movie, and it is
Die Hard
with
Bruce Willis,
who's not
gay,
bald.
right?
He's not bald yet in that movie.
He's not bald in the movie.
I don't think
I don't
he's
think
gay
he was.
either. He's still alive.
Yeah, I knew
You can
that.
Google that. And depending on when you're listening to this, we
He's
might
still
be,
alive.
Maybe.
But, you know, it's really sad. You know, a lot of people really like him, and I do too. But, you know, he's got, like,
I forget what it's called, but yeah.
either Alzheimer's or, I don't know. There's like 3 words.
I want to say it's aphasia, maybe. Something like that.
Maybe, but it's similar to, I can't think of the thing. I don't know, where you're super forgetful. And everything.
Yeah, it impacts. He can't remember the script. In fact, one of the last movies he did, he had an earpiece in.
What, do you know what it was?
It was, I think it was like called Hide and Seek. It was a real
Bad.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
Good.
If it was in theaters here, it was probably for the opening weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was probably direct to whatever you call it now. Cause
Streaming?
Yeah. Direct to video is what they call it, yeah. Which means direct to
No,
streaming.
they don't call it that anymore. Because the
Well,
technology has changed.
They don't call it direct to DVD anymore. Direct to VHS anymore. Video.
You said direct to video. That means direct to VHS.
What'd I say?
Video.
Well, I think now it's came back around because it can mean it's like you're watching a video. You
Okay.
watch videos
Right.
on YouTube, like all these great fans listening to
Our
us right
fans
now.
apparently do. Hopefully.
And if you rep your support, maybe make a T-shirt that says you like Taco or you like DadMan, and post a picture of it.
Z-Man
But first, subscribe because
or DadMan.
I mean there is a toll that needs to be paid, and if you don't,
We'll come find you.
exactly.
But tell your friends. I mean, obviously you have a few, maybe. So
Well,
if you do, tell them.
We're their friends.
Yeah, but they don't need to tell us. We're
In a
familiar with it.
True. In a parasocial way, we are your friends.
I don't know what that means, but I agree.
Just go to bed, listen to all the episodes on repeat, and we'll be there for you.
Yeah.
But the action in it is awesome. Bruce Willis, I haven't seen a ton of his films. I've definitely seen some. It might be his best performance. And Alan Rickman is really damn good as the villain. I just like that movie. It's an action movie. It's really not a Christmas movie, but
No.
it has Christmas in it. And damn it, if I'm not.
I mean, if
gonna
you
put
want it,
that-
here's the deal. If you want it to be, it is. Whatever. I mean, it isn't.
That's the type of stuff I've been
I mean, just
watching.
because the movie, there's movies about the Second World War, and it's around Christmas. It's not a Christmas movie. It's like
I have one of those.
Battle of the
It is
Bulge.
about Christmas, though.
Well, it can be. I'm just
Mine
saying.
is.
Okay. I understand.
Sorry.
I'm saying just because that's the time frame doesn't necessarily mean it. No, it can be, but it isn't necessarily just because it's around Christmas time. Like Battle of the Bulge, for instance, I think was in the winter, maybe around Christmas. It's not a Christmas movie. It's a movie about death.
Here, I'm just a little side tangent, and then just give. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you about Die Hard. Side tangent, then give me your thoughts on Die Hard. Have you heard about this? It was either World War I or World War II.
They celebrated Christmas.
They celebrated Christmas together. There was a ceasefire. Now that is a freaking Christmas movie I would watch.
Absolutely, sure. Yeah. I think it was World War One.
I believe you, because World War II, the tensions were a lot higher. Time might have made it seem more so, but
They lived. I mean, there's a show on Netflix or whatever, and it's about World War One. I mean, they both were horrific events, but they called that the apocalypse, and they called that at one time the Great War. And then we came up with the Greater War. But
because everyone who heard it called World War I can't talk today. Everyone who heard it called World War One thought that was kind of weird back before World War II. Like, what do you mean one?
that's a good point. I never thought of that.
They didn't call it World War One before World War II.
I knew that.
Okay.
Well, they say the First World War technically was the American Revolution. I've heard.
Well, because France was involved,
Yeah,
and they were the only other major player, right?
probably. So I
Yeah.
guess it wasn't that big a deal.
Well, back then they were probably like, holy hell, we've never had 3. I don't know. They probably had. but big players, big players. Thoughts on Die Hard?
Great. Very, very, very good. Very likable. I made 1,000 of them. Obviously, that's always
Well,
gonna
apparently with A Vengeance is good. I will watch that at some point.
happen. There's one with Tim Oliphant in it. It's pretty
Oh,
good.
that might be one of the
no,
more recent.
Probably. It's not super recent, but it's more recent.
Yeah. And
think-
something I just wanted to say, and I've been watching action movies like it's going out of style this December. I watched maybe 5 Christmas movies. It's just I can't watch a Christmas movie every day, and I watch a movie every day. I watched The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Which one? First or second?
The original.
Better. Way better.
It's good. I can't.
Very good,
I can't
still.
remember the second. Oh my god, it is. It's great.
The second one has
John Travolta
yeah.
and is it Denzel? Maybe.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, the first one's so good. I watched a really cool one you would like. It's called Rolling Thunder. The guy comes back from a POW camp in Vietnam.
Uh-huh.
Gets his hand stuck in a garbage disposal. Family killed, and he gets vengeance on them. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, watch that.
Super kick-ass. I think it's on Tubi. Definitely check that out. Then I
When
watched
was it from?
70s. 70s movies are
explain
good.
that thing to me again.
His
It
whole
didn't make any
family was
sense.
murdered, and he got his hand taken. They were trying to rob him, and he wouldn't give up the info. So they stuck his hand in a garbage disposal.
Oh, okay.
And I watched another one that was really freaking cool.
I think I might give it up at that point.
Yeah. Well, they end up stealing whatever they came for anyways, because his son gives it away. Which, if you're a dad, don't raise no bitch.
No.
So tell him, like, you can't just give up the information like that.
Snitches get stitches, man.
And The Getaway with Steve McQueen.
Okay. That's the car chase one, right? Through San Francisco. That was a big deal at the time.
I think that's Bullet.
No, I was right. It was Bullet. You're right. I mean, I was right.
I was right, yeah. So give me your number one.
What's my favorite? Oh, I don't think we're going to. Live
you don't
Free
have
or
to
Die Hard is the one with Tim Oliphant, which is pretty good because Oliphant's good. I like Oliphant.
You do?
I'll go Christmas Story. Is that my favorite, though?
I doubt it.
Well, it's close enough. That is nostalgic Americana, that movie. That's what it's supposed to be. Because the dad is, the typical dad of that time, and the mom's the same thing. And, the way they portray school and, the licking of the flagpole and the bully and the neighbor with all the dogs. I don't remember his name. Because he talked Krumpuses or something like that. Oh my god. Did you ever see Krampus?
I haven't.
Krampus is a good movie. I mean, it's kind of dark.
What's a
But it's
horror movie?
Yeah, it is. But it's more than that. It's like, I'm never going to celebrate Christmas again. Kind of. You know what I mean? It's very dark. It's good. It's like a horror action type movie, kind of.
I should watch it. I don't know if it would take my top 5 are pretty good.
Pretty solid.
All stuff that I find real. I mean,
All right.
If you
I can't
include
wait
Die
to hear
Hard.
this list because you're not even a Christmas.
connoisseur.
Yeah.
You could have done alliteration
You
there, and you missed
misspelled it
It's Christmas.
last year when you tried to write it down.
Christmas.
Yeah, I know you say that, but that's not how you spell it. You spell it wrong.
So,
But now you know how because I showed you.
yeah, Christmas Story's probably been watched more than any other Christmas
That
movie.
house is a big deal. Like it's
Yeah,
sold.
my girlfriend's mom went to it multiple times.
Oh, she likes that, right?
She's obsessed with it. Yeah.
So give me one of your 5 because I have to make fun of it.
Well,
'cause I
Die
know it's
Hard's in
gonna
the
suck.
5.
Okay, not a Christmas movie. So give me another one.
Well, then my 5 isn't locked in, because now I'm down to 4.
Well, you don't have to be locked in to have this conversation. I'm
Okay,
just saying.
Die Hard is in the list.
Okay, we'll give it. Okay, all right.
Thank
if it makes
you.
you happy.
White Christmas.
Yeah.
Bing Crosby.
I'm dreaming.
Dude, that was one of the few moments where my heartstrings were touched by watching a Christmas movie this December. When they
That's where
put on-
Holiday Inn came from. Did you know that?
You said that, and I believe you, but it must have been so like it wasn't prevalent in the movie. Because you brought that up, and you're like, was
There's
the
something to do
place
with the
called-
war too.
Yeah, the
war
movie
veterans?
starts and they're in World War II.
Okay.
In their general, they put on this performance for him at the end, and that was the moment that I was like, that's badass. Because there's romance, there's two romances, right? Because we have two leading men and two leading women. But the big story is that Bing, he's made it big, and his general, who he respects, because he was an actual good guy. You know, he wasn't like a hard ass.
Yeah.
And he's kind of out to pasture in a way. He has this hotel at a skiing place, like a location in Vermont where people go to ski. And it hasn't snowed in a long time. So he's like up Shit's Creek without a paddle. Like he's just got no business. And the military won't take him back. And they put on this big performance for him. They bring all the soldiers who served under him there to celebrate, and that snows that night, and this like business can pick back up. But not only that, like people actually, I affected these people, and they still respect me.
Oh, that's
Like
I do.
that's a cool ass.
Okay,
Christmas
Holiday
plot.
Inn was. There was a musical called Holiday Inn, so
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I thought
if it's in the title, sometimes you're like,
that's a giveaway.
yeah.
So I feel badly about that because I don't feel that bad. So okay, you like that, and that deserves to be on the list. But yeah, it deserves to be on the list. Black Christmas, is that on your list?
I honestly, no, I don't know if I've seen that. Was that the sorority house skits?
No, I think Santa has a hatchet. I made that up, but it is an actual movie. But that's
Which
what
one
it
am
was.
I thinking of?
I think that's during Christmas, but again, I don't think it was a Christmas movie. Death on Sorority Row or something like that. I don't know.
I think it's Black Christmas.
Look it up here.
Yeah, look it up. Look up if
It may be. You may be right.
if the killer's in a sorority house. I want to talk about that movie, but I'll just get ahead of it and start giving my spiel if I'm right. And we're gonna confirm this here, but that's looked at is like one
It
of.
is Sorority Sisters.
Then that's it. Yeah, I wasn't crazy about it. I thought it was good, but I'm nowhere near as high as I guess what even the consensus was, and especially lower than the people who really. It has a cult following.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It just didn't. It was probably one of the more originals, the Killers in the House movies. I don't know
Yeah.
if it like the kills didn't grab me.
Like you say, though, you say they lean too hard on the fact that it's Christmas. So they're making a dark slasher movie about Christmas. So it's like, well, we don't have to write a great script. It's Christmas. That's half of the story.
Yeah, I mean, and thinking about it, like maybe I was too harsh. I might have just watched
It's a
it at the wrong
1974
time.
slasher movie, too. I mean, it's not War and Peace.
I like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre though.
Yeah, but that's a classic. That's insanely good. I mean, I know it's cheaply made and everything, but for what they had, they way overperformed.
I'm just
I'll say
saying
that.
I'm not the type of person to hold that against it. I mean, if there's elements I like, I'm gonna like it.
It was classic slasher, script, slasher,
Yeah.
formula.
I guess, yeah, maybe the antagonist. The antagonist is kind of interesting because you're like, who is it? And they seem really disturbed, which is the best thing it has going for it. But beyond that, I don't know.
Maybe I'll watch it.
There has to be some magic.
No,
like
I mean,
Texas
absolutely.
Chainsaw has magic.
Oh my god!
Halloween has magic, but
Because you just think of like with Texas Chainsaw, it's like people that you don't even want to live in the same county as them. They're so like, just disturbing and horrible people.
they live on the fringes of our nightmares. It's semi believable, and that's what makes it terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is completely different. I was going to say, look at Ted Bundy. I mean, I don't know how many people he killed. You know, and he wasn't like he didn't treat them well after death either. I'll tell you that.
But he was so handsome.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's so good looking. It's like, yeah, go out on a date with him. Tell me how you end up.
Have you heard this? Because there's always groupies for serial killers afterwards. Even the most fugly of them.
Yeah, they are.
Now, it could just be that they're famous and they're getting all this screen time. So, but
something like that.
There's theories that it's because when we were caveman, generally the most violent guy you're the most protected by them. And it's like an innate attraction. It's like an animalistic type of attraction with serial killers.
That's good. I did not. I would think that it's got some credence. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist, but it's a very interesting
But you wear
theory.
Dr. Scholl's.
I stayed in a Holiday Inn Express last night. I swear to God, I didn't even have to. And I thought, let's try it out.
I was like, hey, continental breakfast on me, y'all. So
I'm kidding. I'm not paying for it.
Do you want me to rattle off my top 5, or do you?
Sure. I mean, there's so many we could talk about, and we're saying the best. And
Not the best. Here's the ones you should watch, though.
Well, you should watch A Christmas Story. Okay, go ahead. Give me. That's my cat. My cat has species dysphoria. Okay, so there's no drugs you can give a cat that thinks it's a dog, but they're working on it.
I've heard they're hard at work.
Big market.
I said Die Hard.
White Christmas.
Said White Christmas.
White Christmas.
It's a Wonderful Life is. So I'm holding on to my number 1 still. You haven't watched it, so you can't shit all over it yet.
I've heard about it. I'll shit all over it. Anyway.
But this is my number 2. Solid number 2. It's a Wonderful Life is.
You skipped 3.
Well, the other ones are in any order you want. I don't care what order
Well, you
put
gave
them
them
in.
actual numbers.
Yeah, my number 1 and number 2 are locked in. Then I'd probably.
So it's a Wonderful Life as your 2. Is that what you're saying?
For sure, yeah. If my number 1 wasn't my number 1, this would.
Yeah. Okay, it was good. Yeah, I agree. It's dated. Whatever.
Let me talk about some movie stars, and I want to hear your perspective on this. This could be a whole episode, and maybe we will do it. But as far as movie stars go, who I respect and really like, and they have,
Jimmy Stewart.
he's on that list for me.
Yeah, he had that reputation. And
Now, if you can shit on him because he has a very
distinctive
distinct voice, but
stutter.
I think it adds to.
Yeah, I think it does too. It adds to his. I mean, he had a great career. He was extremely well liked and respected, I think.
Yeah.
So I can't make fun of Jimmy.
He makes that movie, and it's the Christmas Ghost movie, but does it super well. What am I thinking of? The Scrooge? Is that the one with the 3 ghosts? Ghost of Christmas Past.
No,
basically.
there were angels in it though.
I know, but it sort of takes that plot and makes it its own. I mean
yeah. There's no like Ghost from Christmas Past or whatever.
But it's like this is what your life could be like if you
killed yourself.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it was?
Well, that's part of it, yeah.
All right. I mean that I feel bad for the guy. What was I don't know who the guy was who lost the money. He was like a big dumb doofus.
He just worked at his bank or whatever.
Yeah, but he was well.
Oh no! The guy who was trying to buy out plots put on a run on the bank. Like he manufactured a run on the bank or.
Well, was it? I know that he's the villain, obviously.
Yeah.
But there was a deposit or there was a sum of money. Mm-hmm. That this doofus lost or
that's a derogatory term, by the way.
Doofus? Mm-hmm. Tell me how.
We're reclaiming it.
It's
people with average IQ don't like when you call us that.
Well, you shouldn't, but believe me, there's better things I could call you. I could come up with some. I was like numbskull, halfwit.
You call people. I was going to say
Knucklehead.
something. Yeah, knucklehead is what I was going to say.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I've called kids.
Well,
that.
what
It's
I was
probably a
really
bad
going to
idea.
say probably shouldn't be said. But It's a great
Got to
movie.
be pretty bad because we say everything.
Yeah, don't want to say it. It's good. No, it's great. That movie's great.
Hey.
I think it's the quintessential Christmas movie.
It is.
That's the one that should be played for 24 hours on Christmas. I'm sorry.
As opposed to Christmas Story?
Yeah, Christmas Story's really good, but...
yeah, I don't want to see it 24/7. I mean, come on. I don't know whose idea that was to do
TBS, they just decide... Because they had the rights, Turner Classic Movies, they have... And that, I guess, was the Christmas movie they had. Because it was not a financial success when it came out.
I didn't like it the first time I saw it. I was like...
Just took 20 more times.
Yeah.
Here you are.
I don't... It's okay. It doesn't blow me away. But the first time I watched it, I remember someone, did you see Christmas Story? I'm like, yeah. Like, that's... and I'm like, it didn't do anything for me.
That's
it was
how
like
I kind of
super
felt
forgettable.
when you mentioned it. I think it's very good. I don't think it's quite great. In my list, I thought I found great. And that's why Christmas Story didn't make my list. And I'm not saying like... Because everyone gets caught up in whose list is better when we do these. All the people do. And I'm not, advocating, and I'm not talking smack, It's objective whose list is better. But yours is not good so far, and mine is really good.
I'm not saying I'm better than you, but I am. If your number one has to be A Christmas Carol. And if it is not your list...
I haven't seen that.
Oh my God.
Which one's that?
A Christmas Carol? With Ebenezer Scrooge?
I've seen the play. Is that
There's
the one with
5 versions of it.
I know. Is that the one with Bill Murray?
No, that's called Scrooge. That's a comic take on it. Oh my God.
I've seen the play, but let me...
It's like someone asking, what is shampoo?
I'm going to run through... I know what the
You know what
story
shampoo
is. I
is.
just haven't seen the movies. I've seen the play.
Okay.
Where'd
you see the play at?
I'll cut that out.
The one in Iowa? Okay. Yeah, I know.
But you know now where I saw it.
Okay, yeah, it's probably pretty good. Yeah,
It
cut
was
that
decent, yeah.
out. But, you didn't realize there was a movie? That was a movie?
What
people
I was
made it?
asking is which one? Which one?
Yeah, I don't know which one.
The oldest one is the one you like?
No, there's one really old, really old. And it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. But there's one semi more recent than that. There's one with the guy who plays Jean-Luc Picard. He's really good as Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh yeah, what Patrick Stewart?
Yeah. And there's actually one where Henry Winkler plays.
The midget? Oh no, the Fawns.
Who's the midget? Who are you talking about?
Peter Dinklage.
Henry Winkler and Peter Dinklage, you confused them.
Yeah, there's some similarities in their name.
Small, minor. Okay.
You shouldn't have said small when talking about a midget. That's not
You
right.
brought it up.
It just seemed like you're kind of...
Piling on.
Yeah, you're taking a little joke and trying to make it bigger. Okay. My next one, so I said White Christmas. I said...
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. I said Die Hard. Nightmare Before Christmas is pretty badass.
Yeah, absolutely. I just watched it not too long ago. I love that movie. I think look, it's semi-musical. The music's good. I love it.
I'm not a huge musical guy, but I have 2 on my list. And I think that goes to show, if you're a guy's guy and you're listening to this, which you probably are, or a girl who has a sense of humor and...
and almost a guy.
Yeah. A cool...
Yeah.
You get it. Musicals can be a little...
Stupid.
Gay. They can be a little gay. And not that anything's wrong with that. But, yeah, these it transcends it.
Yeah, it adds. It completely adds. And that's the only way I ever want to see a musical is if it adds to the value and the plot and everything. And if it's part of it's part of the plot, because I despise musicals.
What is your take on Grease with John Travolta?
I kind of like that.
Me too.
That movie.
Me too.
But Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas is a work of art.
Jack Skellington is awesome. Love the love story between him and the corpse girl. The Oogie Boogie Man is so cool.
Oh my god!
And the little children too, or it's like his millions.
Funny. They're like the creepiest little shitheads imaginable. Yeah, they're really good.
And the songs are good.
Yeah, I know.
Marilyn Manson did a remastered version where the songs are covered by him. It's
Really?
sick. Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh my god, I gotta listen to that, man. I'd love that.
Boys and girls of every age.
I like Marilyn mostly. I mean, I don't know a lot of his stuff, but I think that would be awesome. Hear him do that.
And number one for me is the Holdovers.
Oh my god.
You're not a Paul Giamatti fan? That was one of the best performances I've seen of that year.
I haven't seen it. I do like Paul Giamatti.
And
I like him, but what? Okay,
What
other
else
than the
has he been
Holdover.
in?
Oh, I know he's been in a few things,
Okay.
but like, what is he really good in that makes him?
Don't put me on the spot like that. I don't know. He's a character actor outside of it. Like, he's been in things where he's a bigger role, but the movie isn't as good. But when he plays a smaller role, he's usually really good. Minus this. This is where he was.
He was in Sideways, which is not bad.
I haven't seen that.
All right, that's not bad. It's not a big movie. It's a small movie.
Because he's been in some war film that I watched. And I was like, oh, it's Paul Giamatti. But it wasn't a performance where it was kind of just like, oh, there he is.
There he is.
There he goes.
Oh, he plays the
he's
customer
in-
number 2.
He's in a movie. Oh, fuck. It's for kids. It's not a good movie, and I don't know how good the performance is. But it's the only other one I can think of at the top of my head. He dives into a pool, and it dies in blue. I think it's called The Blank Check.
Oh, no, not Blank Check. No, I know what you mean.
It's a movie.
Frankie Muniz is in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He plays a bad guy.
Yeah, I don't think the movie's like anything to write home about, but he's in it.
He's in Billions, which Big Fat Liar. It's called Big Fat Liar. It was John Adams. He was in Cinderella Man. He was pretty good in that.
Cinderella Man. I haven't
pretty
seen
good in
that. I haven't seen it.
You would like that, I think.
It's a boxing movie, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would like it. Him with some other one, because you would be surprised.
He's in Downton Abbey third season.
Yeah, TV I'm not huge on because
Yeah.
I watch.
He was in Billions. He was John Adams and John Adams. He was in The Illusionist. Is that the one you get all bothered about? Oh, The Prestige. That's when you
That's
like.
The Prestige.
Which you explained to me, and I still can't understand it or care.
If
Maybe
you
I don't
need
care.
if you need a sales pitch,
don't go to
DadMan.
Don't go.
Here's the one. Okay, you want to hear everything you need to know
Well,
about the movie?
let me talk. No.
Let me just say it's a sentence.
Good.
It's a Christopher Nolan movie.
Okay, he makes bad movies. It's I'm not saying it's
Name
bad.
one, because he hasn't.
All right, I'll look it up.
Do
Go ahead.
even
Part of the plot is they made the Tesla machine do something that it never ever did or even comes close to. The Tesla machine just shoots off electricity.
I don't
it
know
doesn't
if
make clones.
That's what I called it.
Well, I think
Nikola
you're right, though.
Tesla. Well, the reason Elon Musk named his thing Tesla is because he was like groundbreaking for electricity.
Okay, not cloning.
Well,
You made it seem like he made clones.
Well, you know the Space Child doesn't exist from 2001, right?
Yeah, he does.
You know, stuff in movies isn't always.
Yeah, but you can't take something. It's
These
like
aren't all
saying Edison
documentaries.
invented time travel as a plot in a movie. You can't do that. Yeah, you can't. Don't look at me.
Dude, that's a lame take. I'm
That's-
sorry to say that, but I just disagree with you. You're looking up Nolan movies right now, and
Yep.
you're gonna say the following. I've seen all of his movies.
Insomnia wasn't great. It wasn't
Insomnia is my least favorite, though. It still has Al Pacino, and it still has.
Oh wait, he made Batman movies?
Yeah, he made the Dark Knight trilogy.
I'm kidding. Of course it did.
So you didn't find one, huh? Is Insomnia the best?
I'll be honest. You're correct about him not making bad movies, because none of those are. So yeah, one for you. Hand me those envelopes over there.
So are you gonna watch
Which one?
The Prestige now?
No.
Oh,
I saw it.
you've listened to our last podcast, right?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Did you see that you were wrong about Jacob's Ladder and source code?
It's an interpretation.
One was on his fucking Wikipedia page.
Oh, Wikipedia. That's like the voice of God.
You know it gets peer reviewed every time someone reads it.
Oh
like
my
if you
God.
put something incorrect, they can report it.
To who?
So
The Truth Police?
it's like it's basically like saying everyone who's watched this agrees.
No.
Can just
My
keep
interpretation
talking to the mic and
is
say I
superior
was wrong.
to the
You were
numbnuts
right.
who go on Wikipedia. That's what I admit to. You got to make this big deal every time I make a mistake, don't you?
You were so
You're like Kramer.
You
You're like
were so
Kramer.
adamant that you were right, though.
Did
Did it make the episode hilarious? Yes. Was it worth it? Yes. But now you must pay the piper, my friend.
I don't apologize for anything.
You don't have to apologize. Just say I was wrong. You were right.
That sounds an awful lot like an apology.
My time will come. I will be wrong.
It's subjective. It's
Yeah.
subjective.
Like who won the presidency is subjective.
Well, it's not a movie interpretation.
When a consensus
and
has
an
come
election
to-
are different.
When a consensus has been made amongst the public, you must respect it.
Yeah, but I think I'm smarter than them. Maybe not all combined, but any individual one at any time.
I don't know about that.
Well, I know that part's right. Okay, yeah. Anyhow, I'll say we were both right and we were both wrong.
Yeah,
Is
if
that
you
better?
take only my answers. It's just, the Jacob's Ladder thing, I was trying to
Right-ish.
I was trying to talk to my girlfriend about it, and I was like, I
Did you see it?
still don't know what you believed. I don't know what your interpretation of that movie was.
That nothing ever. I don't know. I didn't really
Because
like
you're
it.
like, he wasn't, I was like, he was dying, and you're like, no. What did you think happened?
Well, I didn't
That
see
he
him
was just-
dying. I didn't see. They didn't show him in. Was he die during the war? When did he die?
It was Vietnam. He got shot and then he was dying. Well, no, it just in
Oh, I
your
know.
words, explain what
That's
was
why
the
I said it
events?
didn't.
What
didn't
were
make
the
sense.
events?
I don't remember. I was really high when I watched it, like way high. No, I don't. I just don't remember. I just remember.
How did you argue it so strongly then that I was?
That's how I do things. I believe my own lies, and I'm really good at arguing. Yeah, but like, look. Okay, listen. You're supposedly all this happens as he's dying in his mind. His whole future. I've never heard that. Your past.
But what?
How did he become a mailman in his imagination, in his dying
Well, he
seconds?
already was.
Do you know that?
I don't know that for sure.
Okay.
All I'm
Right
asking you is, what was it then?
I said I don't remember the movie that well.
No, when you were arguing it in your mind, what did you think it was?
I don't know. I just knew I was right.
But you weren't.
I could have been right. It's open to interpretation. It's subjective. You know what that word means, right? I can explain it to
Sure.
you. Anywho, moving on.
No, I know I'm drilling you on this.
But you...
Try to think back.
Wrong.
Try to think back. What
What was I arguing something?
What the fuck did you think? In what context were those events happening? So you just thought he died on the battlefield, and then they showed.
I forgot he was... They showed him dying on the battlefield. But you
No,
can't...
you said he was dead. When I said he was dying, you're like, no, he died. And I was like, he was dying.
I'll mention it now. Jacob's Ladder.
That's good.
Oh, you saw that? Mm-hmm. Everything in the actual movie story never happened.
Yeah, because he's on the battlefield still.
No, he's dead.
He's dying. That's like his last.
Well, in his
images.
dying wish, he like lives an entire life because that's what
Well,
happens.
have you? And it happened in his mind. Like it made me. It took me
Could it
a whole week
It
to
happened
process.
after he was dead.
So he was like in heaven. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm trying to
You-
understand.
You sounds like you're being sarcastic.
I literally
believe
just
in
want to
heaven.
know what you thought. Like it was
should
in
have
the
gone to
after,
church
was it the
occasionally.
afterlife?
Yeah, that's what
That's
it
what you
was.
thought. Okay, that is at least a thing because you were. You were
No, I tried to
you were
explain
dancing
that.
around the question for
No, I
so
don't-
long.
I wasn't dancing around it.
It's like when a Jehovah Witness comes to your front lawn and you point a shotgun at them. And
You mean a front
and they're
door?
just like,
Is that what you mean? Or do they hang out on
I'll
the
let
lawn?
them get to the front door.
Yeah, all right. Boy,
Your turn.
You killed a lot of people's half hour for nothing. My turn. Oh, for Christmas movies. I really like. Oh,
You
The
know,
Grinch.
when you tell-
I know it's a cartoon,
That is a good one.
but Boris
Isn't-
Karloff
Yeah, I was
kicks
just gonna
some
say.
ass on that one, man. They said also The Grinch is Stole Christmas, the one with Jim Carrey. I look online.
good.
I always look at the lists of bad movies should never, and they're always the same list. But I loved that movie. He was hilarious in it. That actually was a great. It was great acting.
And they put that
Yes,
on the
I'm like,
list.
what are you
of-
talking about? They said the colors were weird and Jim Carrey's mugging for the camera. It's like, yeah, because he's a genius. Or at least he was then.
Kind of his deal is to like.
Yes, but it was so funny. He was
No,
so
no, no, no,
good.
no. I'm not saying in a dismissive way, but what did
Oh,
they
yeah.
expect?
Yeah.
Did they
You
think it was
hired
like,
him.
like a sequel to the Truman Show? And
Yeah.
that's the big reveal at the end. They're like, it had nothing to do with the Truman Show,
Yeah. No, but
and
I
he
mean-
was nothing like.
Well, you could say, look, they shouldn't have cast him. You know, because they
Um,
talk about Ron Howard making this movie. Apparently, I read something about it, but when the first filming of it, where they had some actual film and stuff, they said the Who's, are they called Who's? Is that what they're called?
I think.
People. They said, no, they look kind of weird in the actual movie. They said, but prior to that, they look like pygmies or something. And Ron's like, yeah, we can't go with this look. We got to change it. So we got to throw all that out and just refilm all of it. You know?
Yeah,
No, but I don't know.
I thought it was good.
I really liked it. I thought it was a really good. I mean, it's a great updating of, The Grinch is like half an hour. It's not very long.
Mm-hmm.
So this was, obviously extended, and it had very nice, like subplots and so forth in it, and there was a small love story in there, and
Yeah.
I liked it. If people don't like it, I'll say, fuck you.
Yeah, I actually think, and people feel similarly to the newest cartoon Grinch. I kind of like it. You don't?
I don't.
Well, it didn't make my list, so it's
Well, yeah.
it's immune to criticism.
I mean, but like,
I didn't
what-
dislike it.
What did you change? They urbanized it. That I will tell you. Okay. They
Yeah,
urbanized
well,
it.
I like
Which,
rap.
that's all right.
I like rap.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But I'm
it just
allowed-
isn't my thing, and it's not like I'm not trying. It's not trying to be racist or anything, and that's fine to do that. It's awesome. It's just not my thing. Like musicals, people love them. I don't.
Yeah, you're out of that's not your demographic or whatever.
Yeah. Because I mean, mine is the
You're never
classic.
gonna be pumped when rap music's added to a movie,
Right. Yeah.
and I
But-
respect that. But I that wasn't what made it for me. I just was like, I
Yeah,
just
but
enjoyed it.
Was it any different than the actual other cartoon? I mean, I
It's
saw
longer.
Yeah, I saw
So
parts
they had
of
to
it.
add. They had to have added some. There's a subplot with one of the guys who he tries to avoid. I've watched it once. There's this one guy who's super into Christmas that he just hates. He's like,
Who, the Grinch?
yeah, it's like this fucking guy talking my ear off, and I hate Christmas.
Okay, well, whatever. I mean, if you
Yeah,
gotta
I mean,
put the
is
longer
it
runtime
better
on.
than Jim Carrey's?
Well,
I
it's
don't
completely
know.
different.
They're very close in my
It's just
opinion.
different.
I do want to say though, Boris Karloff, that is
Classic.
the homie. He's
OG.
legitimate OG. He really. I've watched him in probably like 6 or 7 movies now, and he has that it factor. Now he's not at the strata of Jimmy. Well, I don't know, because he was Frankenstein, and that really is one of the biggest horror movies historically. If we're just being honest.
Absolutely, sure.
And he was
that's an OG. That's on Rushmore somewhere.
And
Frankenstein, Wolfman. I don't know about Wolfman.
You could
Dracula.
put Bela Lugosi as Dracula.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and all of those guys, like the guy who played Wolfman, his dad was also big in horror
Lon
films.
Chaney.
Yeah, Lon Chaney Jr. is Wolfman. I went through a period where I was so interested in those Universal horror movies, not even watching them, just like the behind the scenes stuff, because there was this documentary going over it that I found incredibly interesting, and I was like, this is cool. Like, these actors are so cool, and they did their own makeup and stuff.
Yeah, Lon Chaney, I think, was the makeup.
He was the man of 1,000 faces. Lon Chaney.
Ah, that's right. You're right.
I think did the Phantom of the Opera. So he was even before Karloff and Lugosi.
Well, there was Lon Chaney and Lon Chaney Jr.
Yeah,
Lon Chaney was
Senior was
Phantom of the Opera.
Exactly.
And that face is.
I want to watch that movie just for it. I mean, it's
face
it's a silent movie.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh my gosh.
That could have been the inspiration for Azazel or
Nosferatu?
No. The Phantom or the demon in Exorcist.
Pazuzu.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, because it
Very
has
similar
very
to that.
jutting features.
But it's shocking. I mean, in that day and age, people probably fainted when they saw his face.
Yeah. He did a damn good job on that. But Boris Karloff, super good. He's in a movie called The Walking Dead, which is really interesting. He's in Point Blank, and he plays himself in that. That's a good film with... I don't remember the other co-stars. I just remember Karloff. But yeah, I like him a lot. I've seen him in a good amount of stuff. I'll just put all the movies I've seen him in here in the edit. But he's a damn good actor, and he deserves the respect. And it's cool that he has narrative or a narrator feature on such a big
Yeah,
Christmas
he wasn't
thing.
too crazy about playing Frankenstein. I know that.
All that went into it physically, or
Well,
pay, or why didn't he?
just he didn't, because it's not really a classic dramatic role. You know, he just.
Yeah, well,
I'm trying to think. I want to find a quote.
He probably typecasted him for his career, but I think eventually he started to lean into it.
No, you're right. I agree, because I've heard that as well.
I've seen him in another one. He's in some Mario Bava films. He's a famous Italian horror director, and I think it's either Black Sunday or another film that he's in. It's cool as hell. But he's in like 100 freaking horror movies. So eventually, just kind of, hey, I'll make a paycheck.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to look for that quote because he wasn't, like I said, a monster indeed or something like that. I don't know. It wasn't that big a deal. But as I've read, I've heard, or whatever, he wasn't crazy about having to play, or not. He didn't have to play it, but when they asked him, he's like, I don't know about that, but whatever.
He's in the original Scarface as well. I don't know if you knew that.
Robert Mitchum, is that Robert Mitchum who was in the original?
I don't believe so. It is, it's Howard Hawks directs it. And I
Of course. Everybody knows that.
I think, if I had to name, I think Karloff is the only one I can remember off the top of my head.
That?
Yeah, he's just Well, like, not to spoil it, I don't think you're gonna watch it, but anyone listening, he's the guy who I think ends up killing Scarface at the end.
Ew.
So it's a minor role until it's major.
Oh my God! It's a 1932 film.
Yeah, but there is sound. It's not silent.
Did you know Howard Hawks directed it?
I did not.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
I've seen a good amount of Howard
Howard
Hawks
Hughes was a producer. You know who Howard Hughes is?
Well, I know The Aviator's based on him, and he's he's very enigmatic in that there's not a whole lot known about him. Didn't he hole himself up in a hotel for
in Vegas.
For how long? Like years or?
Yeah, pretty long time.
I've
He
always
kind of lost his mind.
I've always-
Mormons were taking care of him. I don't know why, but
That is strange.
yeah, I know. He lost his mind, and so he was afraid to go out. I think he had that. There's a disease where you're afraid to go out in public and stuff.
Agoraphobia, I
I think
think.
that's it. It's either that or you're afraid of goats. Agoraphobia, one of the two.
I thought it was you were afraid to get gored by a bull.
No, not even close. No, I think it is acrophobia. That's a fear of heights, I think. Anywho, he was a very private man, was taken care of by Mormons. I don't understand how that happened.
Maybe he's friends with L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah, he's a Scientologist. So not even close.
Damn it.
You're on
I always
something,
make that
man.
mistake.
Yeah, I know. People confuse the Mormons and the Scientologists and the Wiccans, oddly enough.
I've been accused of being a Wiccan.
Yeah, I am a Wiccan.
One time, tossed a coin and I called it. They said, you must be using something.
It was me. That was me who said that.
You got any more horror or Christmas movies?
Like Krampus, like I said, I did talk about that. It was a pretty cool movie, actually. You should watch it.
Adam McKay's in it, I think.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
he
what's
directs
weird-
it, maybe.
Maybe
does
he
direct
does.
some.
Does he?
I think.
I like him.
Yeah, he's funny. He's good in Step Brothers. He's good in that TV show with Amy Poehler, Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah. He was in Severance? Is it called Severance? Another TV show?
Think. Maybe.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
So he can play humor. Oh, he was humorous in Step Brothers. But he played like an ass. And he was also in another one. We played a similar type of role. It was with Walter Mitty with Ben Stiller.
Okay.
He played kind of a dickhead.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie, but
Yeah, it's not great. It's okay. I don't know why.
it's the movie Stiller learns how to skateboard, I think.
Well, he doesn't. He skateboards in it. He doesn't learn how to skateboard. He knows how to
So
skateboard.
he intrinsically knew. Which
No,
is,
but
that's a
he's-
cool story. Someone just knows how to ride a skateboard.
That's not what it's about. But
It's like maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
no, he did it as a child, and he's an older man in it, so he can still skateboard. That's not what the movie's about.
I thought that's what Big was about. A child being stuck in an older man. Is it not?
Yeah.
Or is that Philadelphia?
No.
I can never tell those two apart.
I never saw Big. I'm kind of proud of the fact like I said about George Clooney, there is a movie I've seen him in and I've watched the whole way through. But
Tam Honks? Never seen a Tam Honks movie?
Tom Hanks? Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Well, you're a big fan of Castaway. I know that for an absolute fact. You love Green Mile. And
Green Mile was okay.
You're iffy on Forrest Gump.
I love Forrest Gump. And Castaway was stupid. It was a dumb movie. It was boring. Really dull.
I'm not going to die on that hill.
boring.
I mean, I enjoyed it, but I can see where you're coming from, I suppose.
I tell you what, you won't watch it again.
Yeah,
Because it'll be one
probably.
of those ones you think you're supposed to like, so
Truth
you do.
be told, I just don't like watching movies again.
The second time, I'm like that too.
Yeah.
Because I know it's like, I know what's going to happen. So it loses all its
Yeah.
whatever
Novelty,
charm.
maybe.
Yeah, novelty. Charlie Brown Christmas, really good.
I never watched that.
Oh my God. I swear, sometimes, like I say, the gap in your knowledge of certain movies is just outrageous.
The generational gap
It's like you were
is showing.
born in a different country or a different solar system. You
I've
came
seen
to
a
this planet
I've seen a shit
and
ton
got a
of movies.
list from somebody of movies to watch, and they forgot like all the like basic ones.
I've seen a shit ton of movies you haven't.
Yep, nobody
I'm not
has.
bragging. I'm not bragging.
Well, yeah, it kind of sounds like you are.
I'm just saying I have seen movies. There's definitely some essential cinema I still have to watch.
Yes.
But there's some really good ones that I've seen that not a lot of people have seen.
Yeah, but you have to watch the basics.
Eventually, yeah. I mean, I'm not like saying I'm never watching Godfather 2. That's a time thing. I just need
Just
the
a
time.
busy person.
I kind of want to watch it in one sitting. If I split it up, I could watch it at any time. It's just hard to say, all right, I'm going to give up 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's a long movie. You know what? I mean, you don't have to watch that, I guess. I mean,
I will.
If you're a movie aficionado, which
I
you
will.
are, you would think you would. Now, that's the one Pacino, I think, won.
Probably, yeah.
So the first one, here's a weird story. The first one, I think Brando won it.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be like the vehicle for Pacino.
Yeah.
And Brando stole it and so forth. Stole it because he was so good. He didn't go to the Oscars. And back then, that was a big deal, the Oscars. For Best Actor, he sent...
Native American.
yeah, well, it turned out she wasn't a Native American. I just
The
read
joke's on us.
that. They're like, no, she's not. She was Italian or something. I don't know where I read that. I just read that not too long ago. I'm like, Jesus, God. Everybody thought she was. She got up there, I think, and made this big spiel about how could you do that, though? Like, you're just completely lying. And there were like 50 million people watching that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, do you think someone could know who you are? It's like,
Well,
you were born
it's
in...
kind of persevered. Like, that isn't super common knowledge. That
Well,
she's
yeah.
not.
Well, that's true. That's true. Because I swear to God, I just read that. And I'm like, oh my God.
It's very Kaufman-esque if they were both in on it. If Brando knew she wasn't Native American and sent her up there.
Like Andy Kaufman is? Yes,
Yeah. That's honestly,
He
I wish
was so
I could do
weird.
stuff like that.
Yeah, but how funny is it if people never find out? You know?
Well, it's
like,
with your inner circle, it's hilarious.
Yes.
They're all like, they still think she's a Native American. I'd be dying, dude. I would be shitting my pants laughing so hard.
Yeah, in a way, for our weird sense of humor, I think it would be funny. Everybody else was saying, like, what the hell are you talking about?
And then you come out like on your deathbed. You're
Hey,
like,
by the way,
she was Italian.
she was born in Newark.
She was born in Tempe. Yeah, that is funny. I think I had heard that too, that she was Italian.
Well, I made up the Italian part,
She might-
I understand she is not a Native American.
Well, because Italians did play Native Americans back in like the John Ford days.
Yeah, I know they always.
Yeah, because
They'd lose
some
their
of them
minds
have that
now.
skin tone.
Yeah, and then they, like they always had people playing like Persians, and they were like, "Let's put a little shoe polish on him; he'll look Persian."
And I know it's kind of gone the reverse way, and even myself, I am kind of like, you wrote the character as this. Why the hell are we? But I'm gonna go back on that from a revisionist standpoint. It's like they're acting.
Yeah,
Like who gives a fuck if he's Native American?
right. I mean, you just.
I mean,
Well, like at one point in time, it was like, look, if they're making movies where there's Persians in the 50s, they didn't know any Persian actors.
yeah.
And there were probably very few, if any, that spoke English.
Well, you would have had to. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, things...
There could have been a Persian Actors Guild that I'm just not aware of, but you probably would have had to go, like,
to Iraq.
recruit,
Yeah.
essentially.
And, they didn't want to incur expenses like that. And they were racist, too, as well. But it was probably more practicality than anything else.
I think so too. It's timeliness.
It's like, well, we have to find a real Persian. I'd be like, no, we don't.
Yeah.
It's like, but I know a guy. It's like, who? I don't care. Where's he live? He's like, oh, I don't know, in the desert somewhere. It's like, no, that's all right. We'll darken some white dude up and it'll look just like it.
If the Little Mermaid can be black now, I think we can forgive those past transgressions.
That's true. That's a good point.
How do you feel about all of that? Like, are you pissed that Disney is doing this, or do you think, like, there's still the original if you want to watch that?
Yeah, that's true. If there's still the original. That's fine. It really is fine. Now they're taking a bath on doing this because people just are not going to these movies. And I don't know how they have any money because they've lost billions.
Well, they own
I know.
half of entertainment.
I know, but you still have to have cash flow. You have to have money coming in. Otherwise, you're just selling off your assets, and that's not what the shareholders want to see.
They were doing really freaking good when they picked up Marvel, though. Like that maybe gave them some cushion, and I think they've eroded that all away.
Yeah, that's what I think is happening.
They put out like freaking like $4 billion grossing movies.
Yeah.
During the superhero run, which I'd like to talk to you about as well, but to me it is. I have kind of two stances on it. I think,
you know what, for a young black girl, that's awesome to see. It really is. I completely
awesome
agree.
for her, yeah. Or to go see it, yeah. I thought you meant the actress.
Well, yeah, for her too. But it is. It's really good. And look, yeah, the original still exists. Mm-hmm. If you don't want to watch the live action with the black actress, don't. Mm-hmm. Not everything is geared to you.
True.
That's fine. And sometimes they could really. No, I think they probably did a good job with it. I don't know a lot about it, but sometimes it just gets so. If you start getting real preachy, and then maybe you lost me, but then again, I'm not going to watch the movie. I'm not going to watch Little Mermaid. All right, I did watch it. I don't know why, because maybe you guys are watching it when you were kids, but I'm not the market audience. It's their money to win or lose.
Yeah.
And it does mean something to somebody, and that's important. Now, if it's turning off a significant portion of your audience, again, it's your money to win or lose.
Yeah, I think you actually made maybe the best point in defense for them.
Yeah.
It's like, if it means something to the kids, then so be it. My thinking is, well, there's a more nefarious, which is that Black Panther did well, and I think it was primarily because black people kind of united and said, hey, this is our movie. Like, there's black people behind the camera, there's black people in front of the camera. This was made for us, and we have to support it. And they were hoping that they could
parlay that.
Yeah, parlay it or have lightning strike twice. I mean, little did they know it was lightning. It's not like they became forever Disney fans, but they did come out in a big way for Black Panther. That was one of their $1 billion movies, I believe. And I'll put that up if I'm wrong.
If not, it did very well.
It did very well.
And it was a very good movie.
It was a very good movie. Yeah. I mean, there was
characters were very likable. The ones that you wanted to like, and then there was a, I don't know who it was, but
well, he passed away, the main guy from cancer.
That's right. I forgot.
Chadwick Boseman, R.I.P. Because he was good, and it was like, what's insane is that could have propelled him to be
leading man in a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, think of Denzel Washington. If you think about, a black actor who's got skills, and I mean, he's made so many movies. I mean, he's one of my favorite. I don't care, black, white, whatever. I don't care. I just like him. He's good.
Yeah, he's someone where it's not they casted him because he's black. Now, there's maybe movies that are about black stories where that is the case.
A black character,
but with him, he was just a good fucking leading man.
Yeah.
And that's why he was chosen.
I think part of it is, in a way, he plays himself, and he's likable.
He is.
So that works.
In interviews, he's very likable.
And so, but I think what pushing the envelope, in a way, it's a good thing. It really is. In a way, sometimes you have to let nature take its course. I don't know. That's beyond my pay grade. I don't know. I just, like, nothing Disney would make, woke or otherwise, would be something I would ever watch. Because it's just not, they're not geared towards me.
You were even kind of going bad on the whole superhero thing before it was
it had nothing
popular.
to do with, because it just got over too much.
Yeah.
Now
I think the majority of people are
they're just completely turned off. It's just overkill.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're doing another Frankenstein, which isn't a super movie, but it's Del Toro. No,
I heard about that.
Guillermo
del Toro. Yeah, I'll watch that.
Yeah, I'd watch that. And they're doing another Superman.
Yeah, James Gunn is directing that one. I'll watch it. That character is so hard to capture fully. I don't know what angle you got to take with it. It's
I don't know what you do with it now.
The conflict is brimming when you have someone like a Bruce Wayne, in my opinion. And you can have that be relatable to young male audiences and maybe even someone in your demographic.
Well, the Superman with, like, Amy Adams, that one, I liked.
Good. It was good.
I really liked it.
It wasn't
and then you
great.
had, what's his name, is Zod, which was awesome. He was.
I
really
love
good.
Michael Shannon.
Yeah, I do too. He's just so good.
He is. He is underrated to a T. Anyone who knows he is the shit.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
He's getting roles, this stuff, though. He was in Atlantic City, that TV. Because you don't know any TV, right?
No, I'm not.
He was in, I don't know how big a thing he had, because I've never watched that show, but he was in that. Have you watched the one where he's building the bunker?
That's good. I really like that. Take Shelter.
Okay.
I'm a big
I
fan.
have to watch. Will you give me like just kind of a simple, without if there's
spoiling?
Anything, yeah.
He's paranoid about an apocalypse.
Okay.
And that's all you need to know.
Okay. I can live with that.
Because if I say anything,
Then that's all there is, or is there?
If I say anything else,
okay, I'll kill it. All right.
And he can play crazy really good.
Yeah.
Because if you've seen his face, look, the guy has a simultaneously handsome face and a crazy guy face at the same time.
Yes.
So if you're listening to this, Michael Shannon, no disrespect, because you are handsome.
We really like you.
But
don't beat me up. You're a big guy.
He has a face that is like something ain't right.
Yeah. The eyes.
Yes, it's all in the eyes. I saw him. It was the funniest little video I watched where he reads a letter that a sorority sister wanted read to all these sorority sisters where she's bashing them. Mm-hmm. And he reads it, and it is like an Oscar-worthy performance.
If you just open this like I told you to, tie yourself down to whatever chair you're sitting in, because this email is going to be a rough fucking ride. We have been fucking up in terms of nighttime events and general social interactions with Sigma Nu. Newsflash, you stupid fucking cocks! Frats don't like boring sororities. Oh, wait, double fucking newsflash. Sigma Nu is not going to want to hang out with us if we fucking suck! We fucking suck so far. Others, are you people fucking retarded? That's not a rhetorical question. I literally want you to email me back telling me if you're mentally slow so I can make sure you don't go to any more nighttime events. Rebecca! You say in your whiny little bitch voice to your computer screen, I've been cheering on our sports teams at all the sports. Doesn't that count for something? No, you stupid fucking asshats! I will fucking cunt punt the next person I hear doing something like that. And I don't give a fuck if you SOR me. I will fucking assault you.
Reading this letter.
How does that happen? How does that happen?
I have no idea how he got the letter, why he decided to film it and read it. But I'll insert, I think the whole thing I should be able to put on the video and not have it claimed. But
I'm going to watch that.
Yes.
I did not know he did that. But just knowing that he did that, it gives you an inclination to think that he really has a good sense of humor.
Exactly.
Because why else would you do that?
It made me like him even more, and I already liked him a lot.
Yeah.
But that's a really good film. I'm very excited for Nosferatu. That's the Christmas movie I'm excited for. And apparently it's very much like the original telling. They don't change much. I don't care. Robert Eggers. Someone was like, it's a Robert Eggers retelling, and take of that what you will. And I was like, sold. You know.
Was it the original or
Nosferatu? No. Robert Eggers did The Witch. He did The Northman, and he also did this. This is the good one. It's my favorite of his. Shit.
Gee, I wonder if there was a search engine that could help us. With
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of it, though. It's a horror movie that's really good.
What's his name? Robert?
Yep, Robert Eggers. Like, Eggers. Now, the last thing you want to do is put an N before his last name. So that's how you get in trouble.
Yep. And that's why I'm on house arrest.
And I wouldn't even think of doing that.
Nope. He did SpongeBob SquarePants? I swear to God it says that.
Probably watched it.
He's only 41. Okay, show me his movies. Don't show me his picture. Oh, The Lighthouse. You love the night.
Oh, okay. Yeah, The Lighthouse. Yeah, The Lighthouse is good. Did he do another one?
The Witch. Hansel and Gretel.
Didn't see that.
Brothers.
He didn't... He must have helped write those then, because he didn't direct them. He's only directed now. This is going to be his fourth film. And he did The Witch. Yeah, he did. The
Witch was okay.
You liked that one.
I wanted to like it.
I gave it... So right now I'm at a 3 out of 5. But that's one I have to watch again just so I can rate it higher. Because I'm pretty sure it's at least a 3.5.
Maybe.
The Lighthouse, I think, is a solid 4, and that's what I have it at now. The Northman is actually my favorite, and that one did the least numbers. You, DadMan,
It's Northman, not Norse. North.
That's
Okay?
just my
No, it's not.
my
You just mispronounced it.
my mumble mouth. The Northman. You would like it the best. It's Viking. Well, it's
Yeah.
It's Nordic mythology. And well, here's the thing. I like most girly men don't like Vikings, so you might not like it. But
Yeah.
for people like
You're a
me,
super
like
funny
more
guy,
more
aren't you?
masculine dudes, we dig Vikings.
I've never heard your name and masculine in the same sentence. I'm just saying.
You were thinking of
Unless
the
they're
word.
saying
You were
you're
thinking of
not
the word
masculine.
mescaline. And no, I've never done it. But
Did you know that like the worm in a tequila bottle? Mm-hmm. That's mescaline, I think. Apparently the worms eat mescaline or something. They have mescaline or produce it. You know the worm? What I'm
I've
talking about,
eaten
tequila?
one.
No, you haven't.
I swear to God, I had.
Okay, where'd you get the tequila from?
There. Okay, I'm gonna. It was in,
Mexico?
I'm gonna cut this out. So
Really?
yeah,
And they had a worm in it.
yeah. He's like,
You
I had to
ate
pay
the worm.
He said I had to pay extra for the worm. And he's like,
How much?
I'm not gonna. I don't know.
You did not take mescaline.
I didn't take mescaline.
That's
I ate the
mescaline.
worm.
I gotta look it up now, because that's what it is.
I mean, I didn't feel.
It's supposed to take you on a real crazy trip.
I didn't feel like it burned in my stomach, but I think it's just because the worm is kind of full of tequila. But I memean, I didn't feel like that fucked up after. You know, they used to put a toe, and I think that's real.
Really?
That's a thing. Yeah. There's even a bar they'll put the toe and keep putting it in whatever. I don't know if it's tequila for the toe too or not.
Okay, I think is mezcal worm hallucinogenic. No, the worm mezcal. Okay, forget it.
Tequila is a mezcal.
Yeah.
That's a Mexican name. That's where you're getting messed up.
Now I heard if anybody's my age and I'm 63,
You didn't have to out yourself like that.
Well, I mean,
could've went
I know
way
I sound
younger.
way younger. I know. And the way I think and how crap, I can't even think of the word. Anyhow, I sound way younger, but I thought I'd share with people. Articulate. I'm really articulate.
That's a funny one to
forget.
Yeah.
I'm good with words.
I'm retarticulate.
No, okay, so I think we killed Christmas, hopefully, for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if you're still listening, you're a diehard fan, and
Or you passed out.
Yeah.
And those are half our viewership, right?
Yeah.
People that pass out during the podcast.
I think if we talk
anymore?
it, I mean, we're on YouTube. We have video, so it's.
Well, what do we consider ourselves? I mean, our production. Recording? Podcast?
It's kind of a podcast, but it's like we have a show.
Yeah, but
we're like co-hosts.
What if we could go live with video
We could.
and use claymation figures for us?
That would be sick. I would totally be on board with that.
We could do that.
Like a celebrity death match.
Yeah.
I used to love that show.
Me too. I loved it.
Like, I was obsessed with it as a kid. I always wondered why Mills Lane was... I was like, who's that ref? And you're like, it's Mills Lane. It took me like 10 years to figure out why it was him. Well, not only that, but he was...
a judge or something?
He was... I think so. He might have done that after. But he was the ref for Tyson Holyfield, where he bit his ear off.
Yeah.
I think that's why he was Celebrity Deathmatch, because it's like...
Oh, yeah, I didn't put that together. What's his name again?
Mills Lane.
I think he's a judge.
I think he had like one of those Judge Judy shows. Yeah, I think you're right. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a real judge before.
You got to be a referee.
Yeah, because that can't be your full-time profession. Like, he probably got paid decently well.
He was a Nevada District Court judge.
He probably got paid well for that match, but he doesn't do those like...
Probably got canceled by somebody.
What, did he fart on camera or something?
I didn't do anything. He just kind of got pushed out. You know, because his...
Oh, his show got canceled.
Well, I thought they said it, the way they said it. So he had a show like Judge Mathis in the People's Court. So I think it's just that...
Yeah, I can't imagine it did great ratings.
What? Yeah. I don't know.
But do any of those shows, do people actually watch them, or do they just have the TV
Judge
on?
Judy makes $20 million a year. So,
yeah, I've watched that, so I can attest.
I mean,
but Judge Joe Brown and the other judge show, it's like
Judge Mathis.
Judge Mathis, yeah, it sounded racist that I lumped those two together, but it had nothing to do with that.
Really?
Maybe, but it's like they're
I'm not
just
saying anything.
They're so. It's like it really is second-rate Judge Judy. Yeah. It's kind of trash TV, but
yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
She really seems like she really knows the law. Okay,
and she's
granted, we're not dealing with but she doesn't take any. I mean, I kind of like her. I mean, she doesn't really like anybody who's comes before her. But if you are not, if you're trying to do anything stupid or talk too much or say things that aren't relevant, she shuts you down. And if you tell her what she wants to hear, she won't shit on you. So the best compliment she can give you is to basically not say anything to you other than ask you questions and not get annoyed with you. That's...
aren't they acted? They're like, they take real cases, but they reenact them.
No. I'm almost
on
sure
some of those shows they do. I
think
know about
you're right,
hers.
but I don't think hers is. Yeah, because on that, I mean...
I think both sides get paid, whatever the claim is.
The judgment?
To go on the show.
They both get paid, but I don't know... to be honest, they could give them like $50,000 because it's the content they're providing is...
so cheap.
Well, it's so cheap and it's so valuable.
Yeah.
Because it's, like I said, they don't give her $20 million because they think she's cute for an old lady,
Mm-hmm. She does have a cute little puppy, I heard.
That puppy died. People could...
Was that the news story? I just saw something about a puppy and her.
Shot it out of a cannon.
That's animal cruelty, and I'm
Well,
not.
I
I'm
mean,
not for
it wasn't the shot so much as the landing that just didn't go well.
So, homework for you, watch Rolling Thunder. We'll talk about it next pod. Dude, what about it sounds bad? Vietnam POW, he gets utterly screwed. Oh, and I forgot to mention the best part, because he is the best part. Tommy Lee Jones is in it.
Oh, is he the guy?
He's not the guy. He is a friend of the guy.
Oh, okay. Tommy, I like Tommy.
He is killer in it.
Well, he was much younger then, yeah.
Yeah, he's another guy. You look at him as an older actor because he has a very long career. He's in No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
You look at him now, and he kind of looks like
He's gonna
not
die?
Skeletor, but like
The Crypt Keeper.
like he might be related to him. He's a handsome lad in that movie.
Oh, back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, he has like very.
Well, he was his first thing, and you I know you won't know this. He was in a movie called The Executioner's Song, and he played Gary Gilmore, who the movie was about Gary Gilmore. He was a real character, and like he was on death row, and it just said, "Look, just execute me." You know what I mean? Which was probably 78-ish. Because I remember a Saturday Night Live sketch about it where they sang a song. In the meadow, we can build a snowman. We'll pack Gary Gilmore down inside. And it goes on. It was real funny. See, I told you.
This movie came out before that, I think, then. I think Rolling Thunder was 74.
He may have been a relative unknown, to be honest.
They make an effort to put his name up.
What do you mean? Like during the movie?
It's like, the marquee actor, and I forget his name.
Well, he may be the co-lead.
He is the co-lead.
Who's the main actor?
You gotta look it up.
Tropic Thunder.
I saw the guy's name, but it. If you see his face, you might recognize him, but I can't pinpoint what else I've seen him in. It's on
Cast.
It's on free streaming, so I think you'll like it.
Oh, William Devane. I knew him. Yeah.
Do you? Okay. Yeah, he's good. He plays his role well because he's a guy who's very clearly has
had it.
PTSD.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a good revenge-o-matic. And if my recommendation isn't enough, Tarantino recommends it. So.
Any other directors that recommended I might know or like? Respect.
Brett Gelman.
Okay, keep going.
Jerry Landau.
I'm
And
a big fan of his.
I think his name is Fuck It Morris.
Eat shit and die ski. He's Polish. Okay, so yeah, we killed Christmas. Pretty sure, right?
I think
So
by
it's
this
next
point,
year,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Comes every year. Cool.
Yeah, so next one we're debating two topics. It's gonna be
Dental movies.
fictional characters we would love to see kind of
Punch each other.
be in the same movie together, whether they're working together or facing each other, or we'll just do the DadMan special. What dads love
What
to
old men
watch.
like to watch on television for movies.
Pretty
we'll call
much,
it.
yeah. I couldn't recommend or summarize it any better.
Yeah. I'm a picky person. I don't like kids on my lawn. Like, I hate that.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah, that was Clint Eastwood.
Yep.
Yep.
He came out with a movie this year. He's like 94.
Is he in it? Like a
I
character?
don't know
or a
if he is or
director?
not. He's a director.
Oh my God.
It's called Juror Number 2, and it's supposed to be pretty good.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's about a guy who committed a murder who's on jury duty for that crime.
That would be interesting.
It's got
This guy's
pretty-
guilty. He's guilty, everybody. Okay, I can tell by the look at his face.
Hey guys, I think he did it.
What do you think that the evidence doesn't say that? No, I can tell. Yeah, he did.
You should just kind of take my word for it. I don't know if it's important.
I can't explain it quite.
Well, you're not even out of the woods if they do that. They might stop looking. That's the best case scenario. Is it's like, oh, we got our guy.
I don't know about that. They convicted somebody. I think that's it.
I don't think so, especially for murder, because there's no statute of limitations. I think if
that's got nothing to do with statute of limitations. It's just that the case is solved.
In that they won't.
I mean, you can
keep
reverse
looking.
everything, which isn't easy, but they can do it. And then this person has to, I think, be exonerated, and for them to, that's a good question. I don't really know, but
Right.
it's always better if you commit a crime like that somebody else gets convicted. Though, I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, this is where what I think you're thinking of is double jeopardy.
Double jeopardy? No, it's
Double
not.
jeopardy.
That you can't be tried twice.
Yeah, if you got found not guilty,
okay,
then
look,
they can't just
there's
be
a crime. Someone's convicted of it. Case closed. They don't keep looking.
That's what I said originally. But I
Well,
said
I
if
would say
evidence
you're probably
came
much
out,
in the clear.
here's something you need to keep in mind, though.
But if somebody's convicted,
Imagine
I
if-
don't think they can do it. They can't even indict you, I don't think. Someone's been convicted of that crime. Unless you're saying they were like
in the
worked together.
50s, they didn't have like fingerprint, or let's just say like blood. They didn't know, they couldn't do DNA testing on blood.
Right.
They could only match blood type.
Yeah, which was basically worthless, yeah.
Yeah. If they had that evidence and could then go back and look at it, it's technically new evidence. They can reopen the case.
Yeah, okay, I said that. If you have to rewind the conviction in order to charge someone else.
But they don't let you out of prison immediately.
Well, no, because once you're convicted, it's very difficult to get that undone, regardless. I mean, they'll do it, but it does take a very long time.
Yeah.
You would think if there's evidence that clearly shows you're innocent, that they would just say, okay, well, we fucked up.
Which happens.
You can go home. Yeah, it happens a lot.
You ever see
DNA's helped out.
the percentage of death row inmates who have been exonerated after the fact? And that's kind of going to your point, though.
I don't know.
It's more than zero, which is...
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that that's acceptable. I'm just saying that, yeah, that's going to happen.
Which kind of goes to the point that it's like, even if they have their man, if there's new evidence to go into, they'll look at it.
But I think before you could even get, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. But I would think you would have to undo the first conviction before you can indict and start any process on a new suspect.
Yeah. I guess I'm just looking at it kind of reverse, that they would need to have proof that it's someone before they would do that. So it's almost like I'm putting the horse before the carriage, you know, which is how it is.
You don't know any of these things, do
Which
you?
is how it is. You're either going to be our biggest fan at the end of this.
There's a horseless carriage and there's horse before the cart. We put them together and they had a baby.
That's what I
horse
said.
before the carriage.
Yeah. The people listening, they are either going to be our biggest fans after this one,
Or hunt us down.
or they're
and kill
going to
us.
fucking hate us.
And tell everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard this podcast. These guys are, oh my God, are they annoying? And their jokes suck. They suck. All right.
Yep, that's all we got. Thank you all.
Could have been better, but, you know, the more viewers we get, the better we are. So,
Yeah, you guys,
no incentive there.
you shorted us on the last one. This is
Yeah,
your
what's that
punishment.
about? It was a really good episode, right?
I know. Yeah,
I
if
mean,
you
I
don't,
thought it was my favorite one I've ever heard.
if you didn't like this one, go listen to that one. And Merry Christmas.